What is going on, guys? It is your boy Joel Miranda here. Welcome back at it again with a brand new video for you guys today. Today, as you guys can see in the title, I am going to be finally reviewing the Bakugan Generation 3 show from the first 13 episodes that they released. Well, technically 26 because it's half, you know. I'm really excited to kind of talk about this because I actually wrote down some key points into this. So let's just head straight into it. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the year, and that would be amazing if you guys can help me get to that goal. I find it funny that Bakugan have jobs in this, well, at least for Drago. He was working at, I think it was like a burger place or something like that. I thought it was funny. I like how the Bakugans are kind of like human size instead of like the ball forms just kind of dangling in the side. With the first two generations, they were like that. I thought it's definitely different and unique, but I'm just so used to the Bakugan just being in the shoulder or something like that. I like how instead of the attributes, they have clans instead, and it's like they're like some type of gangs. So they have like the Dragon Clan, the Insect Clan, Mammal Clan, Dino Clan, Aquatic Clan, and Avian Clan. But then we also have the Misfits Clan, which is their own clan, if that makes sense. And like I said, instead of the attributes, they're just separated into clans, and that's how it was like in Vestroia. Because also Vestroia in this generation specifically, instead of it being one whole planet, it's actually different planets with these different types of Bakugan. So like there's a planet with all the dragon type, there's all the planet with all the avian types, with all the mammal types, and I find it pretty cool. I kind of like Drago. Drago's actually kind of funny in this show, honestly, don't get me wrong, like of course we're so used to Drago being a little bit more of the serious type. I feel like this definitely gives a little bit of a refresher to Drago. Instead of ability cards, there's BAMs, which I'm not complaining about, honestly, because it's kind of funny. I find it funny that the battle arenas are like, they're more like obstacles, and like people would have to run to get stuff. Imagine this generation's people doing a Bakugan in real life. They would have to freaking CGI some obstacles and run around. That would be funny. Imagine. One key point that I do want to make though is I really like how the brawlers actually lose battles in this generation. I feel like with Gen 2, they kind of missed that takeaway, because like with this gen, you could see that they're actually like try to gain strength, and I feel like Gen 2 kind of missed that point, honestly. I think it's because like we're so used to Dan from the first generation being so powerful and so strong that I think they try to bring back that little nostalgia for us, if that makes sense. But I really like how in this generation, like we could see that Dan actually kind of struggles being powerful, if that makes sense. And then through the episodes, you get to see how stronger they can get. And yeah, sometimes they get stronger, but sometimes they also lose. And I kind of like that. I honestly like that because it kind of gives more meaning and more development, if that makes sense, to these characters. I like how they have the titanium evolution and the gold evolution. The titanium evolution being like some kind of armor type of evolution, and then the gold being some kind of weapon evolution. Reminds me of like the Baku Nanos, the Baku Techs, just all the extra accessories, if that makes sense. And it kind of makes sense now for the toys to have that type of thing now, because at first looking at the toys without looking at the show, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like Beyblade, but in reality it kind of isn't, you know. I mean, it does like in a playing standpoint, but at the same time it really isn't. But like at the very last, I think it was the last episode or the second to last episode, but Nilius and Drago look so awesome with the gold and titanium evolution together. Some side notes I want to actually add to this review. Winston, he is drippy, man. He is so drippy. TC reminds me of a character from Digimon. I can't remember his name. I think it was the main character, but he always had goggles here. He always had goggles. I'm not talking about the Digimon himself, but there is a character in Digimon that always had goggles there. I don't even know if it was from Digimon, but there is this one character that I think of every time I look at TC that always had goggles on his top of his head. Also, I like how the Bakugans have, well, Drago specifically has a phone. It's funny because he actually had pulled out a phone in the middle of an episode. Last but not least, we gotta talk about that little cliffhanger at the end. There's this random guy that pops up in the last episode, and I think that is the most creative thing, honestly. For me personally at the moment, I think that's actually pretty creative. I really like the tone they set for him in the final couple of minutes or seconds. It was actually pretty cool. I'm actually really excited to see more of him, and possibly I think a season 2, or if they're gonna add on to this season, I'm not 100% sure, but he looks badass, and I cannot wait to see more. Overall, I just think this generation is slightly a little bit better than Generation 2 when it comes to like character development and also just the battles in general. Then again, this is just like the first season, I will say. Honestly, I can't wait till they release more episodes. I definitely have to get the toys now. I definitely do. But if you guys want to see me open those toys, head over to my Joel the Collector channel, because there I'm going to be opening Bakugan and also Pokemon cards. But anywho, that is my review for Bakugan Generation 3 Season 1. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Again, like I said in the beginning, we're trying to reach 500 subscribers before the end of the year, so that would be amazing if you guys can help me reach that goal. Anywho, peace out, you guys too. Enjoy your game today, make everything else today. Everyone stay positive, be positive. You guys already know to have a positive mindset. Peace.